Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a pretty wild topic, the true cost of finding peace on the water. I'm host A, your resident skeptic who absolutely loves a good bargain, and I'm joined by our gear guru, Expert B.
Hey there, and I'm here to prove that finding your zen, it absolutely doesn't require taking out a second mortgage.
You know, Henry David Thoreau really hit the nail on the head with this idea. Many go fishing all their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. In our modern, high-pressure, totally cognitively overloaded world, fishing isn't just about catching dinner anymore. It's evolved into this ultimate mental sanctuary. It's a structured escape, right? It lets us completely disconnect from the digital noise and reconnect with what researchers call blue spaces. Just being on the water offers this profound, quiet healing that is incredibly rare these days. Okay, I love the poetry, I really do. But let's be real for a second here. If nature is free, why does a professional shore jigging setup cost more than my first car? Like, what are we actually after here? And why on earth does finding this supposed Zen state seem to require totally draining my bank account for all this hyped-up gear?
Section 1, the science of flow. Okay, let's dive into this.
To really understand the gear, we first kind of have to understand the mind. The benefits of being out there, they aren't just anecdotal, they're highly measurable. A comprehensive study observing active sea anglers actually revealed a massive 15.4% drop in stress scores compared to folks who are less active. Literally just the act of being near the water, engaging in those rhythmic motions of fishing, it chemically lowers your cortisol levels. It's basically a direct countermeasure to chronic modern stress.
And the secret behind that stress drop is a psychological concept known as the flow state, coined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. See, when you're fishing, you aren't just sitting there passively. You're tracking currents, you're anticipating bites, reading the water, adjusting to the weather. Your brain is perfectly balanced right between your skill level and the challenge of the environment, and that puts the mind into a deeply therapeutic, mindful zone, where hours literally pass like minutes, and all your external anxieties just melt away.
And the data brilliantly illustrates just how powerful that flow state is. If you look at therapeutic fly fishing programs designed for military veterans like Project Healing Waters, researchers noted a staggering 20 to 30% reduction in the severity of PTSD symptoms. It's amazing. The unique combination of nature immersion, focused attention, and rhythmic physical movement literally helps rewire trauma responses in the brain.
Furthermore, fishing perfectly satisfies the three core needs of the self-determination theory. It gives you autonomy, letting you control your environment. It gives you a sense of belonging through the angling community. And crucially, it gives you competence through progressive skill development. Okay, but hang on a second. Acquiring this competence usually involves some serious, back-breaking physical effort, especially if you're stuck out there swinging cheap, heavy, completely unoptimized gear all day long.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, the hidden physical toll. You're absolutely right to complain about the effort there. The medical data entirely validates that. Studies on anglers reveal significant musculoskeletal strain. In fact, a whopping 59% report lower back pain and 36% suffer from upper limb or shoulder pain. Think about it. Repetitive casting, often hundreds of times a day, fighting strong currents, retrieving heavy lures, it places an immense mechanical demand on your joints and muscles.
Then, you add environmental factors to that repetitive strain, and the risks just multiply. Extended exposure to cold water and wind reduces your blood circulation and increases muscle stiffness. This dramatically raises the likelihood of chronic pain and things like carpal tunnel syndrome. So when I say you need high-quality, lightweight gear, it isn't just about showing off on the boat, right? It's a strict physical necessity to protect your body from long-term injury.
Fine, sure, it's a physical necessity. But come on, high-quality carbon fiber rods? They're just mystical, overhyped toys for rich guys. Brands just slap a shiny logo on a stick of graphite and charge me triple the price.
You know, that is actually the biggest myth in the entire industry. Professional, lightweight gear absolutely does not have to be a luxury item.
Section 3, the Weihai Gear Secret.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the global supply chain actually works. Let's lift the curtain a bit. Weihai, China is the undisputed global manufacturing hub for fishing gear. The vast majority of the world's premium rods are engineered and built right there. By sourcing gear directly from these factories, you effectively cut out the massive retail markups, the expensive branding, the middlemen, the whole shebang. You get direct-to-consumer savings on equipment that meets exact global professional standards.
So, high-carbon modulus isn't some brand-name mysticism. It's just highly accessible engineering.
A higher modulus simply means the carbon fibers are stiffer, which allows the rod to be built with less material. Less material means less weight. Less weight means virtually no shoulder strain. That allows you to cast longer, stay in that mental flow state we talked about, and protect your joints. And by tapping into that Weihai supply chain, you get this high-end engineering at a fraction of the usual cost.
Section 4. Accessible angling in Sri Lanka.
All right, I am fully sold on protecting my lower back without going broke. But how does an everyday angler out here wanting to fish the beautiful coasts of Sri Lanka actually get their hands on this factory-direct gear? The answer is Duraz Global Shipping. This is literally the ultimate money-saving secret for anglers in regions like Sri Lanka. You don't have to rely on limited local inventory that's been hit with insane import markups anymore. You can leverage platforms like Duraz to get this incredibly lightweight, high-carbon, Weihai technology shipped directly from the factory right to the shores of the Indian Ocean. It completely democratizes access to professional short jigging setups.
Okay, so to summarize the journey we've taken in this explainer, the mental problem of cognitive overload, that's beautifully solved by the flow state of fishing. But of course, that creates a physical problem, musculoskeletal strain, which is then solved by using lightweight carbon fiber gear. And finally, that gear traditionally creates a massive financial problem because of expensive middlemen, which is now perfectly solved by the Weihai Supply Chain and Duraz Global Shipping. It's like a giant puzzle coming together.
Exactly. So the crucial point is never underestimate the power of the water. Fishing is a clinically proven mental sanctuary that actively reduces stress and trauma. But to enjoy that sanctuary long-term, you really must use quality lightweight gear to prevent serious physical injuries. And thanks to factory direct shipping, protecting both your body and your bank account is finally affordable.
The science is clear, the mental benefits are undeniable, and the supply chain secret is officially out. The water is waiting for you to find your flow state. The only question left is, are you still paying middleman prices to find your peace? Stop overpaying for your mental sanctuary, grab your gear smartly, and get out on the water. Thanks so much for tuning in to this explainer, everyone.
Get you on the water.